Have you ever been dancing and suddenly you lose focus? This is not about trying harder. This is about creating the right conditions for it. What you're missing is flow. In today's video, we're going to talk about what are the mechanics of flow, how does the psychology of it work, and how can it support you in unlocking your potential in your dance.
Grow your dance, step by step.
If you're interested in how psychology can support your dance journey, do make sure that you subscribe. This is the easiest way to make sure that you never miss a video from us. And if you want to stay close to what we're building, Instagram and TikTok are two really great places to do that. We post really regular insights, content, and we love to engage with you on there. So let's talk about why do we actually lose focus on the dance floor? And usually there's three very common reasons. The first reason is simply information overload. Okay, so your prefrontal cortex, which is the part of your brain that is responsible for thinking and for planning, simply gets a little bit overwhelmed sometimes. Think about everything that you have to do on the dance floor. You have to be worried about your posture, about the music, about your connection, about the space that you're in, about your timing. So there's lots of things to think about, and simply sometimes we get a little bit overwhelmed. What we notice when this happens is that reaction times start to slow down, we tend to make more mistakes, and then you end up thinking even more. By contrast, flow is what happens when your brain quiets down. The second reason that we tend to lose focus on the dance floor is actually fear of judgment. If you think about it, humans are highly social animals, and we have evolved to keep social acceptance really high on our priority list. Think back to when we lived in caves. At that moment in time, being socially accepted into a group, into a pack, was often the difference between life and death. So our brain has actually evolved to scan our environment and figure out, do we belong in this group? Are we being socially accepted? Do other people judge us? And what does that mean? What this means for your dancing is that often if you notice people are watching you, your brain doesn't take that as fun. It interprets it as, this is a situation we need protection from. What we notice in these kinds of situations is that we tend to tense up, and that really disrupts the connection when we're dancing. The third reason that we tend to lose focus when we're dancing is a focus on performance over experience. What this means is the part of ourselves that starts to judge what we're doing. Is what I'm doing correct? Am I doing this styling the way I want to be doing it? Will this look good on the outside? And actually, all of that cognitive attention that we're placing into analyzing what we're doing, giving it a label, takes a little bit away from dedicating attention into the experience. So let's talk about what is flow and how can it actually help us in our dancing. Flow theory was popularized and developed by a very famous psychologist whose name unfortunately I'm going to butcher because I cannot properly pronounce. His name was Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi. Csikszentmihalyi?
Csikszentmihalyi.
I'm sorry, I really apologize. I just can't pronounce it. But flow is a state of complete absorption. And the way in which he studied this is he became very, very interested in artists. And he would notice many artists at the time would become immersed in what was almost a trance-like state, where they were so absorbed by what they were doing that they would even forget to eat. So he got really interested in the phenomena that was happening for them. And this is how he discovered flow state. We could very easily describe flow state as being in a state of complete absorption by what you're doing. It is the most optimal state for performance, and flow state can only take place in the present moment. That is, you cannot enter flow state if you are worried about the dance that comes next, if you're scanning the room to figure out if your friend got to the social or not. So it really only takes place when your attention is fully focused in the present moment. What's really interesting here is that the balance between your skill and the challenge that you have ahead of you, there's a balance, right? If something is too easy, you could get bored. If something is too hard, you could get anxious, or you could even start to get frustrated. dancing from a flow state, your brain literally changes gears. So your prefrontal cortex, the one that thinks and plans, actually gets really quieted down, and you start to dance from your body. Endorphins rise, connection deepens, and it feels like it doesn't require any effort. It's almost like you don't need to think your way through dance because your body already knows what to do. So it's almost trusting your body to know exactly what it knows how to do. This is not magic. This is neurochemistry. What blocks flow? And we've already talked a little bit about it, right? We've already said that flow requires us to be in the present moment. And one of the things that really shatters your ability to enter flow is fragmenting your attention. I want you to think about attention like a beam of light. You can see that it's on, and if I place it really close, you can see that the light goes into sharper focus, right? However, if I raise this light, it's still on. The light hasn't changed, but because it's dispersed, we can barely see it. Think of your focus like a lamp. When you're dancing, you want your focus to be very, very sharp on very, very few things. Yourself, your partner, the music, maybe even just a little bit the space so you don't bump into other people, but that's it. You don't want to be thinking about other couples dancing on the floor. You don't want to be thinking about who is looking at you. You don't want to be thinking about what is the next dance and who will you go and ask. You don't want to be thinking about your friends and if they've arrived at the social. You really want your focus to be laser sharp in the present moment, in what you're doing and the person you're doing it with. So, what are some tools and what are some practices that can create the right conditions for you to enter flow state? And like with all psychological skills, this takes time and it takes reps. That means just by knowing this doesn't mean that you will be able to get into flow state. It requires you to practice this regularly. Tool number 1 is to work on your presence. And one really quick way of becoming more present is by using your breath. Your breath connects you to the body. And so it's as easy as before your next dance, simply taking a deep breath, lower ribs first. Exhale through the mouth. That's all you need to do. And that is one good way of recentering yourself in your body. The second thing that you can do, which will really help to ground you, is to try to shift from evaluation to experience. So instead of thinking about, am I doing this correctly? What does this look like? Try and feel things more in your body. So when you're dancing, really easy things to focus on. Focusing on your feet, pressing against the floor, and feeling your weight, especially when you do weight transfers. What does that look like? What part of your foot are you using? Are you fully feeling it? Is your attention really there? Focusing on your core. Your core is the connection between your lower body and your upper body. So just noticing, what does that feel like? Are you engaged? Noticing your posture and feeling your shoulder blades resting on your back. You don't need to do anything differently. You don't need to self-correct. This is just about placing your attention so you become aware of your own body. Nobody can do this for you. Body awareness is an exercise that is very individual and it's a highly inner work task to do. The third thing to do is to train your focus. And training your focus is simply the ability of understanding where your focus is and bringing it back. So when you notice that you start to scan the room because you're expecting a friend to arrive at the social, simply practice bringing your attention back to the dance that you're in, the person that you're dancing with. If you suddenly a thought pops into your head and you're wondering, oh God, who am I going to dance with next? There's not a lot of leaders or there's not a lot of followers. Simply practice, bring your attention back. This is the art of refocusing your attention. And it's often something that we work on when we work on things like mindfulness. It's not about being perfect and being constantly connected. It is simply the art of practicing bringing your attention back when it goes away, because it will. Flow is all about presence, it is all about focus, and it is all about the right level of challenge. You cannot force flow. but you can create the conditions for it. Stop chasing perfection. Chase being fully immersed in what you're doing. When the mind quiets, the body knows how to dance. If this changed how you think about dancing, I would love to know. What pulls you out of flow state the fastest? Have you experienced it? And if you're curious about how psychology can support you on the dance floor, there's another video waiting for you right here. I'll see you there.